Right. Going live. And it looks like we are live, so I will say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are we this fine Monday? How are we doing? What are we up to? Why are we doing that? Stop doing that. You specifically, you know what you're doing. And yeah, how's it going? The goodly knight is taking a godly poop. That is absolutely 100% correct.
Many times a day.
Multiple times a
I'm
day.
surprised predators don't find you.
Well, the funny thing is, I tend to do it into toilets. We got this whole system of
I know, but I'm just saying,
and...
like, the fact that you go so often. If you were in the wild, predators would find you very easily.
And then they'd be like, fuck that, and they'd run away. Yeah. Early squad, doing terribly. Woo! That's all that I needed to hear. Vodka, barbecue chicken, and weed. Now, is it vodka, comma, barbecue chicken, or is it some kind of abomination of a dish? Because I'd try it.
I just see a piece of raw chicken in a bowl of vodka.
Oh my god,
or a bottle of vodka.
That sounds pretty fucking disgusting. Thank you. He finally climbed down from his throne. Indeed, I did. But yeah, apparently we've got a king now. I don't know. People were asking, who's watching the coronation? And I was like, well, that's today. Oh no. I was doing literally fucking anything else. Yeah, not something I care about. Not an anti-monarchist by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't care. It's, to me, they're just another set of fucking celebrities that I just don't fucking care about. I get that there's things that I should care about, but I can't bring myself to do it. So yeah, we had a nice weekend where we didn't do that. Sort of more of a recovery weekend from last weekend where we did a bunch of stuff and we were fucking knackered after it and all destroyed because we're old people. This weekend was not.
I got ice cream, so.
Yeah, you got dragged out by your sister because she had to get you a birthday present of ice cream.
She insisted on going to this ice cream place. And then I went there and it was fine. It was ice cream.
Yeah, the thing we've realised about you is you basically don't have a sense of taste.
I do.
I know you do, but you have an incredibly weak one. And
yeah.
If you had curry flavoured ice cream, maybe you could fucking taste it.
I would taste it then, yeah.
But, yeah. I got a nice crown from Burger King. Burger King. That's what you should call KFC. It's Burger King. So sick. Hi, how are you? I just drove past a neon Morrison sign that some of the letters have been blown out and it said morons. Seems fitting for the people that shop there. Not me. So you do shop there. If it's your local fucking store, I think only a moron would go further afield. I used to live near a Morrison's. It was like almost outside of my house. I ain't gonna go fucking a town over to go to, I don't know, Tesco's.
You get people like my dad.
Who always goes to the same place no matter what.
Well, the Morrison's has been there for ages. So he kept going to that one. And then a Tesco opened up that was a lot more local.
Yeah.
But he still goes to Morrison's because that's what he's used to. When I've taken him down to Tesco's before,
yeah,
he panics. He's like, I don't know where anything is. I don't like this place. And he starts getting panicked, so he refuses to buy anything.
But don't they do that thing where you walk in and then they've just rearranged the whole fucking shop?
I fucking hate when they do that.
And there is no goddamn advantage to the consumer for that. Zero. It is 100% to make you go looking for things. Just in case you see something that you might want to fucking... Panic buy is not the right word. The fucking...
Impulse buy.
Impulse buy, there you go. Will you ever do a face reveal? I mean, I'm assuming you meant do and not sew a face reveal. Sew your face onto things. If I ever get the channel to the point where it provides me with so much wealth that I don't have to give a fuck, maybe. But that is that is not fucking today. basically, I'd be able to live in like a little castle with a moat to keep out all the plebs. That's when I might think about doing a face reveal. And I still, I wouldn't tell you much else about
I
myself.
wouldn't live in a castle. It'd be really cold.
It'd be a castle with good heating. It wouldn't just be like an empty castle with bare floors.
Single pane windows.
And I mean more sort of castle in the colloquial sense of just a big fucking building with fortifications.
I don't like big houses.
Well, I do.
Well, so, you can go and live in your big house.
I'll get you a tent.
I prefer that,
and then we'll meet occasionally.
Put fairy lights in the tent.
I do want to go... The kids want to go glamping, actually. And I want to go glamping. Just get, like, a really, really nice tent. I think the problem with glamping is you do it, like, once. And you go, well, that was a really expensive tent.
Yeah.
That I'm never going to use. You put it in the fucking, like... we don't even have a loft. We live in a flat, so we don't have anywhere to even put it. But assuming you had the space for it, you put it in your storage, and then you come back to it like 5 years later, and it's got big fucking holes in it because some asshole insect decided he needed it as food. Busted. Sorry, what is a Tesco? Is it like Waitrose for poor people? Fuck you.
It's expensive there.
Waitrose is just Tesco for fucking dumbass people. Because it's not better. It's exactly the same, just overpriced. I think the people of Caldecott, Wales, had the right idea about the coronation. Some people tried to crowdsource a public coronation celebration, and they reached exactly 0. How do you reach 0 when you, like, surely you put £5 in?
When you put your own money into
exactly,
it.
some of it. £1. But literally 0. You were expecting other people to fund your fucking idea of a party. Oh, I like that. If that works out for you, that's brilliant. Oh, right, I was going to get this celebration for some wanker putting a hat on. And, well, I thought I'd get everyone else to pay for it. Maybe get them to bring all their own drinks, get them to bring all the food, and I'll just reap the advantages of that. I'm glad they didn't. Even if they wanted to.
No. Right. Rearranging the shelves is different from restocking the shelves. Rearranging is putting the thing 2 aisles in a different place where it shouldn't be.
On a different shelf. In a different fucking postcode.
I hate it when they do that because it's so confusing.
Who thinks that rearranging the shop is the same thing as...
Like, I don't like...
No, I need you to name and shame. I need to make fun of this person. Someone's...
Moses.
Well, Moses? Ah, well. It's old. It's from Bible times. Of course he'd think that. Yeah, no. Fucking... Yeah, catch stale stock. No.
I find supermarkets stressful enough. And the fact that I go in there going, right, I can go and get this thing. And then I go there and I go, where the fuck is it?
To be fair, I go so infrequently to the shops now. It is different every time.
Yeah.
Online shopping has become so easy, so convenient, and price competitive because neither of us drive. So if we do a big shop, we have to take a cab. So the money that it costs to do the cab is probably more than just getting it delivered anyway. So it kind of works out in the end. That, or I was fucking killing myself carrying quite a lot of shopping up the hill, and yeah, that was probably really bad for me. I probably took years off of my life doing that shit. That fucking hill is evil. Well, where I live, about 17 quintillion local stores. We got giant Lidl. Okay, to be fair, if you've got choices, then yeah, shopping at any particular shop. Oh my god, that was such a good burp. Enjoy it with me, people. All right. Anyway, yeah, if you've got choices, then yeah. But if it's what's right outside your front door, then fucking do that. I mean, we shop when we used to do regular shops, we shopped at the one that was closest to us because of aforementioned walking up hills with giant fucking bags. That was when we were stupidly poor. Oh, I do not miss those times. Now we're just sort of, I don't know if I would call it middle class, but it's like, we're not middle class, but we're not fucking destitute anymore. And it's great. You kind of feel rich, but you can't. Then you see people with actual money, and you go, "Fucking hell!"
As an autistic, rearranging the supermarket would cause me to drunk call them at 2 a.m. You call people? No, I text them. Text the supermarket. You don't call them.
Oh gosh, calling people. Hate it when people call me.
I hate it when people call me. I always have my phone on silent because I hate I hate being rung at because it's so intrusive.
I was actually thinking of stuff that my sort of my pathologies don't like doing. Phoning people, receiving phone calls, and doing directions for a driver. I had this random flashback of memory when my mum handed me her phone and said, "Tell me where the exit is." I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing, and I was just like, and I got bollocked for it, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. You've never taught it to me, and now you're just expecting me to be able to do it, apropos of nothing. Thanks a goddamn lot. People who do that, and it seems to be a thing of both of our parents' generation, where they just kind of assume that we knew things that we didn't.
Yeah, my mum used to go, "Oh, look, go and have a look at the map," and after the folding out one as well.
Yeah.
Have a look at the map.
To be fair,
and tell me where we are, and I'm like, the fuck.
The real skill with the map, though, if it's one of the little paper ones, is then folding it back up.
Yeah.
That was fucking impossible. It's like, and it's somehow there's just more paper than there was when you first opened it.
Because my dad drove trucks. So I had to map read for him quite often when I was a kid because I used to go to work with him. So it wasn't as bad because my dad is a lot more patient, but my mum isn't. So doing anything like that for my mum was very stressful. Whereas my dad was like, "Okay, we're on this road, and I know where we're going because he knows all the roads, but he wanted to teach me a lesson in how to navigate." So he goes, "Don't worry, we're not going to get lost. I just want to see if you can do this." And that made it so much.
How to do a thing.
Yeah, and that was so much easier for me because knowing that I'm not the bearer of, of the map.
Deep end for neurospicy people is just not the good way to learn.
Oh look, it's whiskey o'clock. It's always whiskey o'clock.
My phone answering messages in Japanese, so it tends to scare off English-speaking callers. I just see that.
You do that there.
What's that? Oh, I answer mush mush.
Yeah.
Mush mush. It's probably wrong. I'm probably going to get bollocks for it, but yeah. I answer in various languages of, "Hi, who is it?" Unless I know it's like the Amazon delivery where...
Nandeska?
Nandeska. Oi, oi, Oni-chan. We've been playing way too much fucking Yakuza. I hated being a kid and my parents expected me to know the name of random tools and items. Oh, yeah, that's...
Yep, that
Pass
one
me
too.
a Phillips screwdriver. Who's screwdriver? Who the fuck's Philip? No. Like flathead. Okay. I've got that. That one's easy. Phillips. How about just call it a cross? Fuck, call it Chris, and at least I might get the fucking connection.
I remember when, because my mum is quite handy, so she'd be working on a car or something, and she would say, "Oh, pass me the ratchet." And
you bring all this
exactly. I brought like 4.
Poo.
That's when I learnt what a ratchet was. I brought her like 5 different things, and she went, "This is a ratchet."
Johnny is revealing childhood trauma.
Oh god, here we go.
It's great. Now we're lost. You had one job. Oof. That's some real shit. That's too real. I hate that. You had one job. One job that I don't know how to do. Like as an adult, someone asks you to do something you don't know how to do. You just go, "Oh, well, how the fuck am I supposed to do that?" And either someone goes, "Oh, you don't know how to do it." And I go, "Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Fuck you." But as a kid, like someone expects you to do something, you're like, "Oh, I should probably know how to do this. Oh, what's wrong with me? I'm clearly fucking defective." break-in kids. We try very hard not to do that to our own kids.
No, I don't.
We actually sit down and teach them things.
I don't want them to feel like they're completely useless.
That is so... Power A Spectra Infinity Enhanced Wired Controller Xbox is a Lush controller. What, does it smell of weird perfume? That is the most random fucking comment. I mean, I'm aware of Power A. I had one of their the first phone controllers that had the clip on it, and it was sick. And then everybody else came out with their own versions, and yeah, they were usually way worse. Sick already speaks in broken American anyway. Ha! You dick. Flathead, the new name for Flurfs. Oh my god, that is quite a good... Pardon me again. I'm very burpy today.
You're always burpy.
Your mum's burpy. No, actually, no, she's fine.
She's fine, Mama.
Yeah. Yeah, you just replace a flat earther's head with a flathead screwdriver. Is that racist? Are they a race? No. They don't count as people. Ha! Owned. Hi, stupid, unrelated question. Although I read that as hi, stupid, unrelated question.
That works.
But why is your playlist called this shit? Contains this random title called Zombies in the Bible and what Holly do. Okay. Because YouTube is a fucking asshole. If I add something to my content list, which is basically a big long list of videos that I think maybe I could make a video on that, sometimes it will just add those videos to the last playlist that I looked at. Or no, the last playlist that I interacted with. And obviously twice a week, I interact with my main big Sir Sick playlist. But if I forget that that's the stupid fucking thing it always does, instead of... You click it once and it just adds it to that. And then you click it again and it will give you the choice. And why the fuck it doesn't give you the choice first time every time, I don't know. But it's because YouTube is wankers. That's why. So thank you for pointing it out. If you see any in the future, occasionally I go through it to see if I see anything. But yeah, that's why. It's because it's something that I've wanted to work on. That sounds like a great fucking title. Zombies in the Bible and what Hollywood doesn't want you to know. Yeah, that sounds like something I'd make a video on. Missing a recent video. Atheists hate God because he's so real. I also forget to put them in sometimes. That playlist is not at the top of my my thought process. Again, occasionally I'll go through videos and check to see if I've remembered to put them in. If you see a bunch of old videos that are then at the top, it's because of that. The only way to fix that is to go through yourself and just make your own playlist. Because, like I said, it's... Of all the things, it doesn't get a lot of views. It does get views, definitely, but it's something that I try to maintain, but requires way too much brain. Didn't realise they were Little Six. There's two of them. They're twins. And they're lovely. And sometimes they drive me crazy. But yeah. Shave what exactly? Wouldn't you like to know?
Toes.
just he's got really hairy toes. Just ridiculously
He's like
so.
Hobbit. He's like a giant
Not a hobbit. Because it's just the toes. Just like they've got like bouffant haircuts, but for toes. They really need a shit. A flathead screwdriver has more use than a flurf. Oh, cutting. You could do that with a screwdriver, not a flurf, because they're not very sharp. I'm funny, me.
God, does anyone think King Homeopathy is going to promote organic shaving cream?
Yeah. That is one of the main reasons I'm not a huge fan of old Chuck. Because he likes to push his little fucking woo agenda into the NHS. And he shouldn't have that power. He shouldn't be able to get away with that shit. Piss me off. Okay. Aliens or religion? What?
What?
Religious aliens. I don't know. Sig has a thought process. Yeah, I keep it in a box. Phillips screws we have only because of Ford could not get rights to use square head screws with the price they wanted. Flat heads can't be used in automated assembly lines. Can they not? I guess because they stick to it or something? Huh, that's interesting. Today I learned, as they say. Not twins, they're called duplicates. I call them one and a spare. We've got a spare kid. We haven't decided which one's the spare yet, but... Twins? How do we sick lass carry twins? I mean, she's short, but she's not, like, microscopic.
You know, because of...
She's just short compared to me, mostly.
Biology.
The amount of people that we... She always used to think of herself as tiny, and then we've met...
small.
We've met so many grown women who are way smaller.
There's definitely smaller women than me,
yeah.
But I am under average height.
Not by a huge amount. Aren't you taller than your mum? And she never feels that.
Yeah, my mum's shrunk even more because she's old now.
I know.
And her feet are shrunk too.
She's got little feet into a raisin.
Yeah, she's slowly getting smaller.
It's just gonna be a face with just this tiny
just
little
feet and face and tiny little hands.
It's gonna look like one of the California raisins. I mean, she already kind of does.
I was thinking more like one of the M&Ms.
The second twin is called the control group. Fuck's sake. We're not fucking experimenting on them. Do you think giant inflatable banan Dr. Peel has ever gotten a Phillips head screwdriver for your friend and mine, Mr. Matt Powell? Probably not. The Dr. Peel thing, it's only everywhere because Simon Dan has a very big channel. It got old about 5 minutes after the first time I heard it. Like, if you comment that on one of my Matt Powell videos, you're going to get a shocked face. Because unless you've got some really fucking funny take on the Dr. Peel thing and you make me actually laugh, I just... Stop repeating other people's jokes. Please. It drives me fucking mental. If you've heard a joke from someone else before, assume I've already heard it. If you've never heard another person say it, or let's say you've heard two people say a joke, don't tell me. That's all I can ask, I beg.
So the kids know about the channel, but they don't watch it. They have literally zero interest in this type of thing as well.
Yeah. Partly because Daddy swears and they don't like swearing.
No, they really don't like swearing.
They're little rules lawyers and swearing is bad. Simon Dan, you're a dick, Demon Orb. Although to be fair, when I did the crossover with him, I was telling my brother about it, and he went, "So who's this Simon Dan?" And I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Mrs. Sick Mum is gonna be Cassandra from Doctor Who. I mean, she practically. Bananas are Matt's favourites because they have a peel. See, that was good. So you can get me with that. Oh, pardon me. I don't know why I'm saying that. I usually don't give a fuck. I recently discovered the unintentional comedy gold called John Le Bon, who calls himself hoax aware and a fakeologist. Has a podcast and all. Don't they all have podcasts?
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. That is the hardest part of my job, is finding wankers who can distill their ideas down to like 10 minutes or less. The amount of fucking dipshits who think that they need to sit there and just rattle on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours is disheartening. So Sick, have you, the missus and the kids ever visited Warwick Castle? Visited there during my vacation and it looks something totally for you. No. And I have very little interest in castles. I'm actually a big technology person.
I like history stuff. I'm the history one.
Like, I'd go there. I'd be like, this is a castle. Can we go to a pub?
I like visiting castles. It's just I don't like all the tourists there.
To be fair, that is a big part of it. If we could go to one of these touristy places, but sans the tourists.
Last year, my dad took us
with a can of spray paint.
Last year, my dad took us to York.
Yeah.
And we walked along the old castle wall and there.
Mm.
And I fucking hated it. It was so busy.
Yeah.
It was so many people. And I just kept thinking, you're walking over fucking historical content here. And they're like picking up stones and kicking things. And I'm like,
knocking
oh my
over
God.
walls.
Show some fucking respect. Oh my God. Doing my tits in.
Yeah. So I don't like them because I think they're kind of boring. Like, they're fine, but I'm not like living there. And she doesn't like them because they're full of assholes.
If I could go to historical sites that weren't touristy, then that'd be good.
Yeah, and I think I would probably enjoy them more if they weren't touristy, which is, it's probably the same reason, it just doesn't seem the same. But I would go to a more touristy place if it's like a tech museum. I am into that. I like that shit.
Yeah, York is ancient, yeah.
What about a castle that's a huge pub full of alcohol from around the world? I mean, it would only need to be from like 4 places. There's not a lot of places that are known for their whiskey. You need a spaceship, obviously. I need a ship that's full of space, and then I can take the animals, and then when God floods the earth again, I'll be Noah 2 Electric Boogaloo. And then I'll go, God, this isn't working out. It doesn't make any sense. Also, why you kill all the babies? That's kind of mean. All those sinner babies. I spent a few years in York. It's lovely. York is lovely.
It's fucking gorgeous there. It's just too many people.
Yeah, it's generally...
Like, the cathedral is stunning, but no, so many people in it.
Have I tried Suntory whiskey? I have. I thought it was fine. I'm sure that they have other types. I can't remember which exact one I tried, but it was like, okay.
It was quite mild.
It was inoffensive. I quite like bourbons. I would like to try. I know that a bourbon has to be a thing from a specific place, but I'd like to try this is like bourbon but from other places, because I enjoy the flavor of them. I think they're really tasty. I find myself to be a bourbon man.
I've always wanted to visit Cornwall. It's a little bit too far away there.
Cornwall. Well, gone on one of those beaches that fucking tide goes out for goddamn miles. And then you're like, oh, it's really... And then it's round your knees in about 5 seconds. And it's like, oh, shit. It's time to peg it. There are no castles in Kentucky, but you could always move there and build one out of bourbon barrels. Why would I do that? I want them to be reused for more bourbon. And aren't they running out of bourbon barrels? I swear I saw that in an article. There's like a problem with...
Or does people keep like buying them or something?
No, I think it's when they make them new. Because obviously they break after a while.
Yeah.
So I think that they're having trouble getting a hold of the specific wood.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Like everything's getting all fucked up in that sense. Like even good things. I did offer to look after the spare whiskey. I didn't say they'd get it back. But they haven't gotten back to me, so it's like whatever. So they don't trust me or something. Do I like Fireball? Depends. Fireball, obviously being a very cinnamon-y whiskey, is good in certain drinks. But on its own is a bit much. Although it reminds me of one of my favourite jokes. It's like, oh, this chewing gum tastes like Fireball. No, Becky, it's just cinnamon flavour. You fucking alcoholic. Bourbon requires new oak barrels. See, there you go. Bourbon has to be in new white oak every time. They cannot reuse them by law. Is that by law if they want to call it bourbon? Can different whiskies use... Because I know that other whiskies use other type... They reuse barrels. Jesus Christ. See, this is the thing. People go, oh, so thick. You must be so knowledgeable on whiskey because you like it so much. I was like, I like music. I can't play any fucking instruments. I could barely play a keyboard, I guess. I like things. I'm not I'm not one of these people that like likes a thing and has to know everything about it. There's a few things that I'm like that with, but for the most part, I just like a thing, and I'm happy with that. Be careful what you name your spaceship on Star Trek Online. I called mine Ich Ugujidi, and people think I'm German. I don't get it. Seems wasteful. I'm assuming that it is wasteful, but it's about... And I also, like, you have certain whiskies that are made in sherry casks, which are usually quite nice. Like, barrels definitely get reused, but if it's a specific thing, then it has to be done like this.
Maybe maybe distilleries should be like in the middle of forests.
I think they were, and then the trees went bye-bye for some reason, unrelated to the fact that that's where they were. Why does it have to be a new barrel? Probably because bourbon has a spec. It's like how champagne has to come from the Champagne region of France, and there's probably some other things that go with that. It has to be fizzy. Why can't this champagne just be fucking flat? Because then it wouldn't be champagne. Like, why does this bourbon have to be made like bourbon? Because otherwise it wouldn't be bourbon. There's your thing. Because alcohol laws in the US are stupid as fuck. So is it a legal thing, or is it a legal thing?
It's probably a legal definition.
Yeah,
it's not that you can't use the barrels again. It's just by definition.
I mean, there might be. You might be illegal to make whiskey in a barrel twice. Like, but what effect does it have? It has no effect. It actually makes the bourbon way fucking better and super tasty.
You can see the SWAT team coming in because you're reusing your barrels.
Breed trees to grow fast and hollow, or 3D printed wood. God, I could just see that being aged in fucking big plastic barrels. I mean, I guess I don't know how much of the wood would be would be like some sort of sticking agent, which would be glue or potentially just plastic. My entire knowledge of whiskey is based on one trip to a Jameson's distillery in Dublin. And I don't remember much of it. I went there, I went home. That's about all I can remember. Charred oak barrels, 51% corn mash. Okay. I don't know what that means. After 2 to 3 times, you don't get any flavour from the barrel anymore, but you can use it as long as it does not leak. Yeah, there you go. So, you don't get any flavour from the barrel anymore, but like they do with sherry, I suppose you could transfer flavours to, make different things in different barrels, and that is, because that's a really good reuse. But obviously, I'm assuming that the flavour of the wood, which is the first thing I ever noticed. That's where sort of I got a love for bourbon. Is when I first tried Jack Daniel's, and I had it not as a shot but as a tall drink, and I was like, oh, I can taste things. I can taste like really woody flavour, and I find that really, really pleasant. That's my favourite part of it. A lot of the scotches I try just seem to get overpowered by themselves, and I'm not so keen on that. I like the really woody flavour of a lot of bourbons. It's just very pleasant to me. I live about 15 minutes from the Jameson Distillery in Cork. I've never been there. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You're going to go up with your YouTube account.
We were talking about like people living near factories before, like we're on about the like a chocolate.
Oh, we were talking about this a couple of days ago. A proper chocolate factory, not a pleasant smell. Not what you would think. It's fucking gross.
So I'm thinking if it'd be the same for a whiskey one.
No, it would smell like heaven. That's a fact backed up by... No, most factories stink of the thing that they make in a less than pleasant way. I mean, there are exceptions. Biscuit
Oh, biscuit
factories
factories,
are
yeah.
fucking lush. They we live near a town with a biscuit factory, and sometimes when you go there, the whole place just smells like brownies. And I'm assuming it's like chocolate chip biscuits, but it's like, oh yeah.
It's like we'll just stay around
Not a
here.
good reason to go to that town, but
Just stay around there for a few hours and go home.
where's my fellow Corkian? Hiding from you. You need to be separated by many miles in case you get together and then get very drunk and get into a fight. Paper meals smell like diapers. Oh, that's fucking fantastic. No,
yeah.
wait, do they smell like
used diapers?
Or do they smell like new diapers? Which I suppose isn't that bad a smell. It's just weird. Like, obviously, I know what you mean because we had babies. They used to be babies, now they're not. But yeah, you get a big fucking box of nappies and you're like, woof, that smell. It would be quite nostalgic at this point. Sometimes I forget how fucking long. My kids are over 10 years old now. And I'm like, wait a second, when the fuck did that happen?
It feels like 2 minutes, doesn't it?
The weirdest part
It's
of
like
it...
you blink and that's it, they're up now.
The absolute weirdest part of it is we literally moved into this flat the day they were born. Which was, oh my god, the most stressful fucking day of my life. But, yeah, so it is 100% that we, at least me specifically, because Mrs. Sick didn't come home for like a couple of weeks.
No,
and the kids didn't come
wasn't
home for a while.
It was a few days.
It was at least a week.
The main reason I didn't get home earlier was because I had a cesarean and I had that big fucking plaster over myself, and the nurses wanted to take it off to have a look at the scar.
Yeah.
But it's like firmly attached.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not keen on the idea of having this ripped off of me because that sounds fucking horrendous. Yeah. I was like hoping that they went and they said, oh, a family member could come and help you, and I went, yeah, I prefer that because I couldn't see anything down there. I couldn't bend because I was in pain.
Yeah.
And then no one turned up. And I was like, usually they were turning up every day to see it, and no one turned up. I was like, where the fuck is everybody? So and that was missed a day. So I stayed in an extra day. And the nurses were getting annoyed, saying, you are ready to go home, but we can't tell you to go home because we need to check your scar.
Yeah.
So they put me in this, like, open shower room. And I was just stood there naked going, oh, fuck. And she's like, ripping this fucking thing off, man. It really fucking hurt. And I was just like, ow.
Oof.
Oh, yeah, then I stayed in because they were babies.
Well, you would visit
Yeah,
them.
I stayed in the neonatal because I had to stay over for a few days.
Oh, you had to sort of look after them, sort of?
They want, because they're so small.
Yeah, they wanted mum nearby.
They wanted to be nearby in case anything happens, but they wanted to see if I was able to get up in the middle of the night and feed them and stuff. And do stuff like that. But because they were so small and still technically vulnerable, they needed me to do that rather than just sending me home.
Yeah. It was all kinds of... Yeah, they were very early, very preemie. Couple of months. It was a whole thing. Speaking of this reminds me of how badly the human body functions. So we designed then, whoever it was drunker than Sir Sick. Extremely so. Yeah, so that whole time I was setting up the new house, visiting you as often as I could, which was an expense because it was a really long way. So I either had to walk, which sometimes just wasn't going to happen, or get a cab, and we just didn't have the money for it. So I would visit every couple of days and bring... I imagine I brought you things. I can't remember. It's so long ago now.
No, you didn't.
Did I not?
No, you just looked fucking knackered.
Oh, it's just all kinds of...
I just looking
I don't...
at...
Honestly, I scarcely remember any of that period. All I remember is the stupidest thing that my mother has ever fucking said to me. It was just the dumbest thing. And my reaction to it, I am extremely sort of upset with myself that I actually listened to an extent. I'm not insane. So the first night I was there, Mrs. Sick was still in the hospital. She was like fucking passed out at this point. I couldn't stay there. And I had the house to set up. But we got a bunch of stuff moved in, and I was just there on my own. And my mum said to me, "Don't set up your TV and your computer for some fucking reason." I have no idea what her thinking was. I think she thought I was still a fucking child. I was literally in my 20s, like mid to late 20s. This is the thing,
you were in an empty house,
yeah,
by yourself, and she said, "Don't set your computer and your TV up because you'll just focus on that rather than focusing on other stuff, like getting the house ready."
But like, I had done everything. I'd literally done everything I could, and I was exhausted. And now I just needed to rest for a bit before tomorrow and starting it all over again. And so obviously she left, and I set it up. But what, to my shame to this day, is that I put it away again. And I shouldn't have. I should have fucking hit her with it. Because that's the stupidest, most out of line thing that anybody's ever... Just, it's like, no, fuck off. This is my house. Like, why do you think you get a say in that? Why did I let... Yeah. Stupid. Very stupid. I remember, though, going to the supermarket because I was just on my own again and toddling around. And so I would wait until like 30 minutes before the supermarket shut and then go and buy the really, really cheap stuff. So I had like a whole chicken. I think I bought 2 actually. And that was what I ate. And it cost me like £1. A chicken. That's £1. Or just over $1 for my American chums. And yeah, just very weird times. Nothing like that now. Thankfully, can actually afford to like eat good food and not be insane. But yeah, Jesus is coming back. He cuts my grass for a 6-pack of Corona, and his wife has a taco truck. Yes, very funny. Although I do like the name, God's favorite atheist. At least she didn't say large bodies of water do not curve. That would have been proper stupid.
That would be very random too.
Children. Premature. 2 months. They were 2 months premature. Please translate quid. I just did. Motherfucker, you wrote that out too fast. But yeah. I'd say something like, I'm here. You're clearly not a good decision maker. Oof. Yeah, so that's definitely changed. Now there's a TV on one of the walls that's like fucking 77 inches big, and when she first saw that, I saw the eyes go wide. She just doesn't get it. I like technology. I like big tellies and things.
I like it when you're talking to your mum about computer stuff.
When her eyes
thing is like,
over.
yeah, but the thing is like, you're there and you're... Oh, I love it when you start talking about a subject you're passionate in, because you have this proper chippiness tone to your voice. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, there's this new technology, isn't it amazing? And I find it wonderful. But she just sits there going, and you can see like she kind of like...
The brain switches off.
It's like the lights are on, but nobody's home.
But if you can relate it to something she's interested in, then she's more like... She, like many people, likes money.
Yeah, she likes money.
not in a really shitty way, just in a like, it's something she can understand. It's something she can wrap her head around.
What value can I get from this?
Yeah. Oh, now I understand it in terms of monetary value. Like, if I talk to her about my YouTube channel, I have to convey it in terms of, potential things of how it can support us. And then she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Apparently, I can't say what I want for reasons I don't understand, but I have some money anyway.
Thank you.
I tripped, I fell, I gave you 20 euros. I mean, that's the way to do it. We have an expression: when you lose all interest, me go, my eyes glaze over. Yes. Eyes glazing over is what I said. Candy Crush. Crush your candy?
My mum likes Candy Crush.
I mean,
she really likes all the little Facebooky type games.
Candy Crush was like good for 5 minutes as someone who likes the video games. But then I was like, okay, that's what that is then. And then I was done. The other one was that fucking drawing one that's basically Pictionary. What are you looking at, woman?
I'm just looking because the super chat that's very orange.
Yes.
It's like really orange on my screen. On your screen, it looks yellow. So I was looking at the weird colour
on
differences.
the little one, it looks yellow.
No, but like
on the big one, it's extremely orange.
Like very orange on mine.
Well, you're looking at my screen from an off axis. If you go stand at the other end of the room, you'll see.
Look, it still looks different. Oh wow, that is a lot. I didn't realise it was that different.
Yes, because this is a VA panel.
He has a curvy boy.
I have a curvy, high refresh rate monitor, so I'm pretty sure it's a VA panel. So it doesn't have it has pretty good off-angle axis, but yeah, I need to get a better screen. You've got an IPS panel, so
I don't know what that means.
It's not as good as the telly, which is OLED, but it's better than this.
I just want one that was smaller.
Yeah. Well, I knew I was going to be sat fucking in front of it, so yeah, it didn't matter. You wanted one that was smaller than mine, or one that was small? Because that's bigger than your old one. I got you that one because it had such a low...
I wanted one that was smaller than yours.
Yeah.
Because yours is ridiculous.
It's only 32 inches.
That's so big.
It's almost as big as my penis. But yeah, the V8 Paradox. Isn't V8 like a tomato juice?
Yeah, is tomato juice red or orange? Or yellow?
Oh, is that the Paradox?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it. V8 is a full serving of fruit and veg. Size doesn't matter. Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. It's not that fancy. It's like fine. I tried to get it inexpensively as possible. The one that I want just keeps going up and up and up in price. It's not even one I want as my main monitor. I want an LG Dual Up, but they were at a cheap price for ages, and I should have fucking bought one. And then they've just gone up and up, and they won't fucking come back down, and they keep going out of stock, and I feel like a dumbass. But I don't want to pay £200 over what I could have paid, so I'm never gonna buy it. That's a thing. If you ever see something with a really big discount, a lot of people will never buy it again. That's why Nintendo games don't go down in price, because
they want to keep the value.
Yeah, they keep it at an evergreen price, so that people will always pay the high exorbitant cost for it. It's fucking annoying. But yeah, it's very common. Orange, you glad they went there, ducks? What? Oh, I see. Ducks as in ducks out of the way. That's supposed to be stars, not...
I'm pretty sure that the colour orange was named after the fruit.
Oh yeah, I'm 90% sure that's what that is.
The fruit came first, so it was just based off of that.
Yeah. We call oranges oranges,
it's
but we don't call
it's like bluebells. Bluebells are not blue, but we call them that because that was the only thing we could think of at the time. We didn't really have a colour for that purple.
Yeah. So if they were called purples.
Yeah, exactly. Purple bells.
Mum, what's in a BLT? Bread, lettuce, and tomato. That's an evil mother. Well, your one has bread, lettuce, and tomato in it. That's all I'm saying. Why do people insist on putting innocent ducks in a row? Because it's easier to shoot them that way. I've got an LGBTQ monitor. Is it RGB? Is that what you're saying? That it just flashes. Either that or it's broken and it's just got lines down it. How come we didn't call it Mandarin? Probably because we didn't have mandarins at that point. We probably had oranges.
And that was it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming, I have no idea, this could be absolutely wrong, but I'm assuming mandarins are like further afield, hence the name.
They were just smaller breeds of orange.
Yeah, but, I mean, one of my favourite jokes is people in China speak orange.
Yeah,
like,
I know it is. For God's sake, my bells are purple.
Oh wait, no, different letter. What does I'm a celebrity mean to you? It means I'm a wanker because I said that out loud unironically.
I don't know, I've never watched it.
I
know it exists, and I was like, oh, that's a shitty thing. Good job I'm going to watch that. And never did.
I've seen clips of it because they happen to exist in front of me, but I've never gone out of my way to watch it. Like, I don't watch TV.
We don't do reality TV.
I didn't watch TV before I met Mrs. Sick, and then when we got together, she didn't watch TV because I didn't watch TV.
Well, no, but even before then, the only time I ever watched TV was like because I had it on in the morning to watch the news.
Yeah.
And when the news started repeating itself, I turned to the channel, and it's usually something like Star Trek on.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I ever put it on.
But no, when we got together, DVDs and downloads was the first thing. And now just endless amounts of YouTube, Netflix, and a Plex server.
When I go to my sister watches TV.
I know. It's weird.
She has it on when we go over, and oh my God, it's chocked full of adverts, and then the stuff she watches is so fucking boring.
Mandarins also come in yellow, so it would confuse some people. That would be very confusing.
Oh, if they did unreality TV, that'd be cool. I like surrealism. Yeah, surrealism.
Surreal shit's sick. I have an old monitor that looks like an Etch-a-Sketch. One layer is messed up. I feel like you need a new monitor. Check out Black Friday sales in the US. I'm not in the US, so those have no fucking value to me. Because even if I saved $100 on a telly, I'd have to spend $200 to get the fucking thing here, or screen, or monitor, or whatever. Stopped watching TV in 1999. Yeah, like, we watch television programs. Don't get us wrong. It's just
we don't watch them on TV.
Yeah, we watch them on Netflix. We watch them on Amazon Prime because you just have Amazon Prime because it's so fucking useful.
Like, I watched TV as a kid. I watched cartoons.
Yeah.
But
now we watch cartoons as an adult.
Yeah, as a teenager, I didn't watch any TV apart from like the news in the morning, and then I met Sick. So.
So yeah, I was never going to pay the TV license. So it just became. There was a small time period when we found a TV tuner that was like £5 off of eBay, and I plugged that into my laptop, and that was pretty cool for a while, and then it just became a pain in the ass to watch TV on a laptop, so we didn't bother. The last TV series I watched was Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
I love that one.
Yeah, I know you do. I missed it. If you've already been asked, did you do the coronation pledge over the telly? Is that a joke?
What?
No? What the fuck is it? What? I don't even know what that is.
What's the coronation
Is
pledge?
that actually a thing, or is that a joke? Because...
Oh, is it that thing where you pledge your allegiance to the new monarch? But, like, you're not there with him, so you just stand
I also don't pledge allegiance to any cunt.
But you just be standing in your living room saying words. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no. Again, like I said, I don't give a fuck. I'm not anti-monarchist. I just don't.
I didn't even watch the coronation.
Yeah, I didn't even I was vaguely aware it was soon, but I found out about it from Twitter.
The only reason I knew it was soon is because my mum was on about putting decorations up.
Why?
Because
well, to be fair, for her, it's an excuse for a party, isn't it?
Yeah, any opportunity for a party.
Which I get, but I also wouldn't want to do that. I'd like go anything but the coronation party. That's what I'd do. Yeah. My friend, you bow to no one. Yeah, because I'm too fat. It's like bending over is just not worth the effort. Was in the news. Thank you, sirloin. With the regard to the coronation, I don't give a fuckist. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a better one to do. Yeah.
Idgaf ist. Coronation is a kind of chicken or something. I mean, coronation chicken was literally made for Liz's coronation as a food for people to have. And I like coronation chicken. It's lush. But, yeah. Like, if you're making... like, it's literally named after the thing. So, yeah. I wrote blinging, behatting on the calendar.
I really like that.
But yeah, I like the non giving a fuck things that people would say about it. It's like, yeah, it was an 8-hour show about someone wearing a hat. It's like, yeah, basically, it's a fancy hat. Don't get me wrong. If someone offered me that hat, I would have it. But
and they're still on eBay.
I mean, yeah. Although I imagine that's probably a crime. Like, even if just because of the value of it.
I like the idea that Charles tries to sell it. Where's my hat?
And I really need the money. I need to spend it on woo. Watching Hugh Jars's live stream of him watching the coronation was fun. Actually, that would be a way to do it in an entertaining way. As long as they're not too into it. People being into it, I just don't get it. I mean, I kind of get it if you're an old, but young people who are into it, I'm like, why do you care? And I understand why people are sort of feeling ways on the flip side, because Queen Elizabeth was just kind of there for a lot of people's entire lives, mine included. So when that changed, that suddenly went, yeah, why the fuck do we have? Like, especially having a queen is one thing. That feels more interesting than having a king. Having a king feels more domineering. Like, and it's like a lot of people don't want that shit. But like I said, I don't care. It's going to have zero impact on my life, except for the fact that now I have to call all the money chuck bucks. That's it. It's just not that interesting. Going to give back India their gem if they crown you. If they ask. Very nicely. But it depends how far I can throw. I will go to the edge of the ocean and I will throw it vaguely in India's direction.
It's plop.
It just falls in the sea. I tried. What? What do you want from me? But yeah, anyway, that's on the hour, so we're going to fuck off and I'm going to work. She's going to... What are you going to do? You're going to play Detective in Random Town game?
No, I'm watching YouTubers
Play Detective
detective games.
Detective in Random Town. That's Shadow of Doot, if you care. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
D's nuts. Got 'em.